up because I thought we was gonna make it far. You can't call me sis and then fuck with me like that. I fucking don't like you no more, bitch.
Big girl, big girl. I be sliding on these tight beats, nigga talk like who she. I had.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Ania's World, and I'm back again with another video. Before we get fully into the video, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm not asking you guys for money. I'm not asking y'all for shit. I'm just asking you to subscribe. So that's what you need to do, okay? Now let's get into it. Okay, so we're gonna get straight into the story. Tell me why I made a full hour video. My phone is broken. I'm going to Miami, so I can't go to Miami with a broken fucking phone. So I went and I replaced my fucking phone, and it did not send over any large videos. So I literally lost my get ready with me, where I explained everything that's been going on with me, and I also fucking lost the other half of the video that I was supposed to put out this Sunday. So hey y'all, that's why the video kind of stopped in the middle of it, because I had another part for you guys with the continuation of all my makeup and everything that I was doing. So with that being said, bam boom. Leaving off of me coming to Arizona. Hopefully I did. If I didn't, then let me give you a brief rundown. After Olivia did what she did, me and Shellard, whatever the fuck I call this girl, me and Shelly end up not becoming closer. My friend Derek and me, we start becoming closer as well, because we went to a Halloween party. All of us went to a Halloween party together that I invited them to. We all ended up going to Derek's house. At Derek's house, Sheller and fucking whatever the fuck, Derek, they start getting closer, and then I kind of started getting roped into their relationship in December, and then for months on months I was helping Derek through their relationship. Now we're gonna start when I came to Arizona. First off, I am not going to talk about certain things that was going on in their relationship because it has nothing to do with me. All I can say is that I was there every single day for Derek, no matter what went on. I started to get to a point where I started to allude to that Shellard was toxic, but I never told him to leave her. I just said, leave her alone, give some time, pray about it, think about it. Because every time you tell a nigga, like, stop fucking with somebody they love, they will not listen to you. And I learned my lesson years ago, and I should have learned my lesson when this bitch roped me into their relationship shit, but let's get into it. So I get out to Arizona. Mind you, those two have been arguing bad as fuck for a month straight, okay? And I just got there, so I'm asking her, does she want to go out to the club? And I'm asking him, does he want to go out to the club? He was like, maybe we could go out to the club. And then I was like, oh, I don't fuck with the maybes. I don't do maybe. So I texted her and said, do you want to go to the club? She said that she was down. He wasn't really responding back for the last 2 days, okay, actually. We were texting, but he was kind of like being flaky, not answering my calls. Shellard ends up fucking calling me and being like, I'm with Derek, don't ask me, I took him back, we're back together, let's all go to the club. So I'm like, oh shit, like, okay, they're back together, da. Derek ends up coming to pick me up with his brother, and I get in the car and I'm like, see, that's what happens when niggas like get back with their bitches. They start acting like they don't have no friends. That's why you was ignoring me. And we're all laughing like kikiing, but I was genuinely being dead ass serious and getting on him, because it was like we had multiple conversations at this point about him only contacting me when they're in an argument or when they're arguing. And he would always call me his sis and say how we were like family and all these things. And it was just kind of like getting to a point where I felt like I was being used. I did. And yeah, and even he felt that energy that I was feeling as well, because he would always be like, hey, like, I know, like, hopefully you're doing good. Are you okay? I know that I'm always coming to you about your my problems, but like, how are you? You know what I mean? And anytime they would be on good terms, I wouldn't hear from him for like 2-3 days until they were beefing again. So we all end up going to the club, and I'm going to make a big emphasis on this. Sheller kept on telling me how much she missed me and my energy, and telling me how much of a real friend she was, okay? This night at the club, we had so much fun, to the point where I was like, I want to see you again so that me and you can have a one-on-one time without the boys, because his brother and Derek were there. So she's like, yeah, cool, we can hang out again. I'm like, okay, cool. We say the place and time, we go to hang out. Mind you, this is the second day we hung out together. We hung out at the club. Now we're about to hang out again. I'm over here like this. Now we're about to hang out again like this. Oh my God. So now we're about to hang out again and we're going to go eat. At this time, one of my family members owed me money because when I went down there, I was spending all of my money and they were like, hey, I'm gonna pay you back, don't worry. But it was to the point where they took all of my money before, it was my second day there and I was already broke as fuck because they took all my money, right? And I only had like $20, $30 to my name. It was about to be Mother's Day. It was the day before Mother's Day. And I was like, I'm going to buy Derek's mom some flowers, some $5 flowers. And we're going to go from there. Because what the fuck? Like, I'm not fucking Derek. Why the fuck do I have to buy his mom $30 flowers? You know what I mean? But still love you though. Still do. Even though I don't fuck with your son. You know what I mean? It's all that. You know what I mean? Like, it gotta come to that. And, so me and Sheller finally go and we sit down and we start talking, right? We go to a seafood boil spot. She's filling me in about her entire life and she's also filling me in about their relationship. And I'm sitting there and she got food and she's like, I'm a good friend. Please eat. I want you to eat. Like, don't worry. You don't got to pay me. Just eat. I want you to eat with me. And she just keeps on making it a point to say, eat. I'm a good friend. I'm a good friend, right? And so we're sitting there, we're eating, and we're talking, and I'm just listening to her, right? And she ends up asking me, do you what's your take on it? What does he say to you? Because I know you guys talk a lot. And I go, I don't think Derek was in the wrong for a lot of these situations. And I start telling her, like, girl, you guys beefing all the time and arguing could be solved by simple communication. And just like I told Derek and I alluded to it, I kind of told her, girl, if you're going to keep on doing what you're doing and telling him that you're going to leave him every fucking week, stand on it. Because now you're hurting my friend's feelings. And it's like this emotional loop you guys are going through. And we start talking about that and I tell her that I don't think Derek was in the wrong. And it was like in that moment she wanted me to say who was in the wrong. But none of them were in the wrong. They just don't know how to communicate, right? And once I say that, she ends up just going deeper in like detail about their arguments. And at this point, she then asks me, would I ever tell her if Derek cheats on her? And I said, I kind of paused and I was like, yeah, because why wouldn't I tell you why like Derek cheated on you? But then I started thinking like niggas are gonna be niggas. Why would a nigga come to me and tell me that he's cheating on you? Babes, I'm still a bitch. You know what I mean? Like, to go tell your brother that. Don't tell me that. I do not want to be a part of that. Don't ask me. So I kind of stutter and I'm like, yeah. And she's like, no, you wouldn't. You wouldn't tell me that he cheated. You wouldn't even tell me. So it's kind of like she was fishing for me to be like, oh yeah, he already cheated on you, girl. I'll tell you right now, he cheated on you. So I'm like, I kind of just like dust it off. And then she's like asking me questions about what did he say? What did you do? What would you do? How would you feel? And I'm just sitting here like answering all of her questions gracefully and giving her grace because this is the first time we've seen each other and we're both talking about our lives, right? And I'm just being a homegirl. So I then had to convince her to come to Derek's house so that we could give his mom flowers. And I'm like, bitch, I'm about to go to the store and buy her $10, $5 flowers and we're gonna go. We then go to Walmart and we're sitting in the store and again, she just keeps telling me how much of a good friend she is and how I don't have to spend money and she could pay for like the flowers. And I was like, no girl, I'll give you fucking some money towards it. I don't know why you're trying to go for the most expensive ones, but she's just like, girl, it's okay. Give me what you can and we can pay for these flowers together. And I'm just like, damn, like, she just keeps telling me how much of a good friend she is. And I'm believing her because we are friends. And I'm like, thank you. I'm very thankful for her. You know what I mean? But at the same time, these flowers are for your man's mom, not mine. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So then, bam, boom. We end up going to her house. And once we get to her house, we're getting ready and we're drinking. And she then turns to me and goes, have you ever seen Derek's ex-girlfriend? And in my mind, I'm just like, yeah, I have seen her. So I'm like, yeah, I have. She's just a white girl. And she's like, oh my God, he's a liar. He always fucking lies. Why does he always lie? And at this point, I'm like, damn, I just got myself into some shit. So then she's like, I want to see what she looks like. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm looking and I'm like, oh, I can't find her. And she's like, no, you're lying. You find her. I want to see what she looks like. I just want to see what she looks like. So then I find her and I'm like, here she is. Just a simple fucking white girl. And she's like tweaking out like, oh my God, he's such a liar. I hate that he has to lie. He said he doesn't know her race. I'm like, all I know is that she's a white girl and she has a big booty. You're prettier than her, so what the fuck is the problem? And she's like, you want to be mad like that your man like lied about his ex-girlfriend's race? And I would be like, no. Because I genuinely do not give a fuck about his ex-girlfriends. You know what I mean? And even with the guy I was recently seeing, like, with him, I was just overly cocky. And I was just like, I don't give a fuck about any of your exes. Like, even if I ask questions about your exes, does not mean that I'm going to be insecure about them. Those bitches have nothing on me. I'm prettier than them. I'm funnier than them. And even he was like, oh, well, I don't date ugly girls. So I don't date that. Bitch, yes, you do. Okay, and I know you do, and I know those bitches aren't funnier than me. And even now that we're broken up and I don't see him no more, bitch, I know for a fact that I'm still prettier than them bitches on a good day, and a rough day, and a bad day. What? So I'm just like, maybe, but that's just me. So I'm just like, girl, like, why would you be mad about a bitch with a big ass forehead? I don't know. Couldn't be me. Couldn't ever be jealous of a bitch. I already have a big forehead. I cannot be jealous for both of us. I can't. So I'm just like, why are you mad? Like, just let it go. You're prettier than her. So like, why does it matter? And she's like, no, he's always lying, all this kind of stuff. So I'm like, please promise me that you won't bring this up to him and bring me into the middle of your guys' fight if you do. And she's like, I won't. I won't. I get to her car and she's texting Derek. And I'm like, okay. She already started some shit. She starts laughing like, hee. Guess what I just said? She turns the phone and she just texted this nigga saying, hi, I have a bone to pick with you. And I'm like, oh my God, like that's gonna start some shit. Like, stop trying to start shit and trying to put me in the middle of it. I'm like, girl, you're gonna put me in the middle of it. Can you please stop? Like, just stop. Cause like, yeah, at that point, I know I fucked up. Because I shouldn't have told her. Because now you're trying, like, it's like the entire day we were sitting at Olive Garden. No, not Olive Garden. That hasn't happened yet. The entire day we were eating together. We were hanging out and you were telling me about your relationship. You were trying to catch me slipping. And then you finally caught me slipping and then wanted to go off on him already. You already had a pre-existing thing. You just needed the fucking platform and I gave it to her. So we get to Derek's house. She's moving couches, not letting him kiss her, backing up. And he finally was like, what's wrong with her? And I'm just like, I told her about your ex-girlfriend. She asked me about your ex-girlfriend. I told her she was a white girl, showed her a picture. Now she's mad. And he's like, oh my God, why would she be mad about that? Like, what's the point? I already told her I don't know her race. Like, I don't know why she's so mad. We then ended up going to In-N-Out all together. And when we pulled in to park, I'm over here like looking up like scary stories. And we can't find anything to watch while we eat. So then she ends up going onto his YouTube page. She asks me about my YouTube page. And then she goes to my YouTube page and she clicks on his page. And then after she clicks on his page, she's scrolling. And she knew what she was looking for. Then she clicks on a video where Derek has his whole ex-girlfriend in it. So then she starts watching and go, oh, I thought you didn't know her race. I thought she wasn't a white girl. Why do you still have this up? So they start kind of like going back and forth together and it gets silent. And I'm just like, oh my God, like y'all stop fighting. I'm like, please. So we end up we end up dropping Derek back off. Fuck no. We end up dropping Derek back off and we're driving back and I go back to my house. Immediately, Derek's calling me. Oh my God, why'd you tell her? You were supposed to be my friend. And since you're my friend, why would you tell her that she was a white girl? Why would you show her a picture? Why would you do that? And I'm just like, Derek, I understand that I was in the wrong, but you keep fucking putting me in the middle of your relationship. Both of you guys do. And I don't know if I should tell one person this and one person that. Be fucking forgiving and honest to you, but then also lie to you. And like, what am I supposed to fucking do? So then We have a whole conversation and he says like he's not going to put me in this relationship again. He ends up popping up at her house and telling me that they broke up. So I'm like, okay, cool. The next day, we're still talking about the situation. I go, mind you, I'm in fucking Arizona visiting family and I'm trying to console both of you guys. So I end up going to, me and him end up hanging out later that night, I think. But me and Shellard start hanging out we hang out the next day to go to Olive Garden. We go to Olive Garden and my friend Mac asks, what's her name? Shellard, and she's in a relationship, and she goes, no, I'm not in a relationship, I'm single. So then once I heard it, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna ask her later. So once me and her were alone and we were like driving, I'm like, hey, like, you guys broke up? And she's like, yeah, I never really took him back from the last time, but like, I just don't like liars, and we just moved on and stopped talking about it. So me and Derek, we end up hanging out, and then we end up hanging out again, and I'm just like, each day I'm just consoling him about the entire situation. They're arguing, they're mad at each other. I'm just like trying to console him the entire way while I'm supposed to be spending time with my family on vacation, but I'm trying to help you through your relationship. Like, oh my god. So then me and Derek end up being like, hey, it's my last day here. Let's all go to the club. Let's go out. Let's go drink. Let's go have fun. And his brother's like, I want to go out to the club. So I'm like, okay, I'm down. I'll go with y'all. So me and Derek end up are the only two that are going to the club together. And he ends up bringing his other friend. And his brother doesn't go. So I'm like, let's go to Westgate. Mind you, Westgate is a club. You know, it's a mall, but then it turns into a club at night. So I'm like, let's just go to Westgate. Let's go have some fun. I haven't been in Westgate. It's close to you. It's close to me. So we won't have to like drive anywhere far. He's like, no, I think I'm going to see what's the name there. So I don't want to go there. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go to 1111. And he's like, okay, let's go to 1111. I get in his car, we end up picking up his friend, and then we end up going to 1111. We get into the line of 1111. They look at my whole outfit. They let me in. I go into the club, and I'm just like, I'm not really feeling it, you know? And every time I feel off, this is a club. Mind you, this is the same club me and Olivia got in that guy's car at. So I go there, and I'm just like, I feel off. Like, that's why I wanted to go to Westgate so bad. Like, I didn't feel like I wanted to be there. I felt weirded out that I was there. Like, I just felt very off in that club. And I thought it was just me because I wasn't drunk enough yet. So a couple of minutes go by, like 20 minutes go by, and a security guard taps me on my back, and he's like, come here. And he's like, you don't have the right shirt on. You have a jersey. We don't allow jerseys in here. You have to come out. I'll give you a shirt when you come out. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I get outside, and there's like 2 security guards plus 2 police officers and another guy. And they're all like, oh, so she just snuck in. You wasn't supposed to wear that. And I'm like, he seen me walking in. He whisked me down. And he's over here looking around like, oh. And so I'm arguing with the fucking security guy. So I'm starting to feel, I'm about to start my period, and I'm starting to feel like a little bit pissed off. So I start calling Derek, and I'm like, let's go. Can we go to another club? Like, I'm tired of this. Like, I don't even want to be here. I feel off. I want to go home. Let's go. So they're taking long as fuck, and I'm waiting, and I'm just kind of like holding myself back from tears because I'm just like, why the fuck did I just get kicked out of the club? Like, nobody even wants to be in this bitch anyways. Fuck y'all. So Derek and his friend end up coming out of the club, and we're walking, and once we're walking, I see the outline of Shellard, and I'm like, oh my god, that's what's her name. So I start laughing because I'm like, they're beefing, but they ended up at the same club. Haha, she's with somebody. I don't see her because she's kind of like covering her face, kind of, but I don't see her whole entire face because I need glasses. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I don't have good eyes, okay? I will be looking at you when you're far away, and I won't even know what you're saying. I can't see far away unless it's really big. I'm supposed to have my glasses, but I lost my glasses like a year ago at this point, before I came to Atlanta. So I'm like, oh, that's Shellard. Like, oh my God, hey. And she doesn't wave at me. So I'm like, hey. And she doesn't wave at me again. So I go, hey. Like, I'm like, hey. And she goes, and I start hearing heels clicking. So I'm like, what? Who is she with? And Derek's like, oh, she's with Olivia. She's being messy. She's with Olivia. I told you about that. She's being weird. So I'm like, she's with Olivia. So now I'm starting to feel my shot. And I go, she's with Olivia? The bitch that was just with me for 3 days straight talking about how good of a friend she was? I just said in front of her and told her that I was gonna beat Olivia up if I seen her again. That bitch is with Olivia. The Sheller is with the one who allowed me to record a 30-minute phone call. That's your friend? That's your friend, Olivia? That's your friend? That's your friend? Those the bitches who you decide to ride with? Those are bitches you decided. Two weird bitches in a pee. Now they in a pod. Don't even know what that means. Just two dumb bitches. Two dumb bitches combine their brains together. Who? Dumb and dumber. Like, I can't even explain it. The dumbest. Like, what the fuck? Two bitches. So I'm like, mind you, this is a 30-second, 40-second interaction. I turn around and I go, these bitches can't fuck with me. I go, I'm going back. I'm getting into the club. So I start walking behind them. They already at the fucking door. Mind you, it's like this. Imagine like, oh well, it's not even, you gotta run. She gotta run and go over the gate. So I'm like, oh, bitches think they funny. So I go and I start walking and I'm like, Sheller, when y'all leaving the club? And she goes, I don't know, text me, I can't hear you. What time are y'all leaving the club? And she goes, I don't know, text me. So now you acting like you can't fucking hear me. And that bitch is looking at me too. So now I'm like, I want to beat both of you bitches up. Because now you playing in my friend's face and you playing in my face, bitch. So then security guard starts to walk up to me. He's like, hey, pretty, like, I told you I was going to get you a shirt. Why'd you leave? Why are you trying to leave? I said, yeah, give me the shirt. Give me the shirt now. Now. And he goes, okay. He walks over and he gets a shirt and Derek comes and his friend comes behind me. Oh, don't do it. They're not worth it. They're not worth it. Don't do nothing. You're going to get me kicked out. I go, Derek, I live in Atlanta, nigga. I don't give a fuck about getting kicked out of a club. I live in Atlanta where the hookah lounges are. The BBL bitches. I don't give a fuck about this white ass fucking shit. Let me into the club. And I told him, he could even tell you himself. I said, either you gonna come with me or I'm gonna go in with myself. Cause I don't give a fuck. I'm the type of crash out where I'll crash out with nobody behind me. Don't give a fuck. Embarrassed as shit, but I'm still do it. I'm gonna still fucking do it. I don't need no army to back me up. So he's like, just don't do it. Don't do it. Either you gonna come in with me or you not. And then they gave me the shirt. I start put the shirt over my jersey. He's like, you gotta take it off. I said, okay. Right in front of him. I start taking off my shirt. Put it on. Let me in. I get in. I have my glasses and my shades. I'm like, what's the best thing can I do to not embarrass this nigga? And we could go outside and, you know, fly outside. And I'm not really like that. Like, I'm not like that. Like, I would rather talk. But at this point, me and Olivia have been talking, trying to talk it out for almost 2 years now. You gotta get these hands. You gotta get these hands, bitch. You gotta feel this pressure. Gonna beat you up, bitch. Gonna beat you up. Gonna beat you up now. Because we've been talking all month. Almost for 2 years, bitch. So I go, let me in. So I have my glasses in my hands and I hand it to my friend and I'm like, hold my glasses. I'm like, I'm not gonna let you do this. I don't condone this. I don't condone this. So I go, hold my fucking glasses. And he holds them. I said, I'm not gonna embarrass you, but I'm about to embarrass these bitches. So, mind you, this is the first level. You see my pictures in the back? That's the second level. You can hear bitches. This club is not packed. We walk in, we turn around, this bitch is at a table. Olivia and fucking Shallard are at a table with 6 niggas. Black, dark-skinned niggas. So now you're playing in my friend's face and you're playing in my face, bitch. Now I want to beat you up. So I'm like, Shallard, I don't fuck with you no more, bitch. I don't like you. And she's like, I can't hear you. Text me. I say again, I don't fuck with you no more. I don't like you. And then I know this bitch can hear me because then Olivia turns around and she's like, and I go, bitch, fuck you, come outside. And they're looking at me. I said, bitch, fuck you, I don't fuck with you, come outside. If a bitch is going like this to you and going like this, they hit you with this combo. If a bitch hit you with this combo, what this mean? Fuck you. Fuck you. Come outside. Come outside. What? So they're looking at me confused, and my friend's like, let's go. It's not worth it. Let's just go. Let's just go. So I start walking out the club, and he's like, oh, she's a bitch. No, he doesn't call her a bitch. He's like, oh, that girl, she wanted to do it. So I go, Derek, I'm gonna look you in your eyes when I say this. If you go back to that bitch, you don't respect me. You don't think I'm your sis. You don't think I'm your family. If you go back to a bitch like this, I can't fuck with you no more. So I'm editing the video, and I forgot to leave out something. I posted a close friend story that she was in with me and Derek and his friend, and we all were like in the video. I did not see as she seen my story, but Derek said she probably seen your story and knew we were going to this club. That's why she showed up. And that's why it was like, oh, so this bitch want to be weird. She wants to be weird. For what reason? Mind you, I didn't think about that. I just deleted the story. I blocked her, and I was like, I don't want to be a part of this. You're not my fucking friend no more. You're a weirdo. And I also want to make it very clear. We had a conversation the day before when we were at Olive Garden, and we were all talking about how we don't fuck with this bitch, Olivia, and how we don't like her and how she's a weirdo and she just isn't a good person. And then for you to pop out with her at a club and go to a section of 6 dudes knowing that you and my friend just broke up and you're over here playing in his face. So now I'm like, you're playing in my face and you're playing in my friend's face. I don't fuck with you no more. And I also left out a part about Olivia. When me and her got into the argument, I posted on TikTok and I was like, I got into an argument about this. She said I was on drugs, all these kind of things. And the guy, Davon, I think that's what I called him, he commented on that TikTok and was like, I know exactly who you're talking about, even though I blocked him on everywhere, okay? You can't do that to me. I go, and will. Because ain't no nigga that's saying that he's my big brother is gonna sit up in my face and allow a bitch to sit up here and do me like that, huh? What? So then we're in this car, he's like driving, and I'm just like, damn, like this bitch really did me like this. For what? So then we end up getting to, we drop his friend off, and he drops me off at my car. Well, he dropped his friends off, he drops me off at my car. I get out, I go home. He's texting me, asking me if I'm okay. It's not worth it. Don't do nothing crazy. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, hopefully you know that I'll ride behind you, behind any bitch, because, like, you're my family. So, like, even though she disrespected me, she disrespected you. And that was for you, not only me, but that was for you. Because why is she, like, doing all that? So then he's like, he texted me, he's like, hey, are you on your flight? Because I want to tell you something, but I want to wait till you land. I'm like, no, just text me it now. He's like, oh, I'll wait. And I'm like, no, just text me it now. This man ends up sending me a big ass message telling me how, like, I could be aggressive, how I didn't need to do that last night. And he starts talking about people that passed away and how, like, he felt because he was holding grudges. Let me stop you there. That was your bitch and a bitch I don't like. If those bitches fell down a sewer hole right now, what makes you think I would give 2 fucks or I would cry? What makes you think a bitch that sat there and tried to spread rumors and said that I was on drugs, I would ever give a fuck if she died? Or what makes you think a bitch that was just trying to convince me that she's a real ass bitch got hit by a car and died and I would care? And he's just sitting there trying to be like, I was in your shoes where I was just angry all the time. Y'all, since I've been in Atlanta, I have not been angry like that. But it's like when I go to Arizona and when I get around my friends and I get around the people that I surround myself around, it's like I just become this angry bitch where I'm just mad. And I'm not like this in Atlanta. So I go off on him. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I didn't say what the fuck are you talking about. I said, why are you trying to... these are not the 2 same situations. That was family. These are 2 bitches I don't fuck with. And I kind of like start going off on him saying, why would you call me aggressive? And then he sends me a message back and he's like, I'm not saying you're aggressive, but sometimes you can come off as aggressive. How your bitch wanted me to react like this and now I'm in the wrong. Oh, also, I would like to say I take full accountability, but I also don't think I did anything wrong. Should I have not tried to beat them up? Yes. Yes. As a grown adult, why am I fighting? Why am I trying to do all of these things? But as somebody who wants to stand behind their respect, who keeps on getting disrespected, I did act out of character, but it was like Olivia and Shellard want, like, it's like Shellard has been playing this game of being disrespectful and mean, and especially to my friend, for months on months, and I have not said anything because I was friends with her and him. But bitch, you've been manipulative and just a all around bad fucking person to my friend, and that's what I think. Maybe he doesn't think that, but hopefully he's out of that sunken place. And I feel like for months I have been consoling this man of him being on the verge of tears about this bitch, when really she's just manipulative as fuck. You know what I mean? So when I seen that, I did get more angry, because I'm like, you're playing with me and you've been playing in my friend's face for months. And also with the friend thing about him, what's about to happen in the beginning. Oh, well, no, cut that out. And then also I want to add on that I did take accountability for trying to fight that girl, but then also for him to not check her and tell her that she's weird for doing that, but coming to me and telling me that I'm weird for doing that. And it's just very like, you need to hold your bitch accountable, not me. You know what I mean? Like, I know that I was in the wrong, but I'm gonna still stand on it. Your bitch is gonna try to talk her way out of it, not me. I knew exactly what I did wrong. I knew what I was there for, very much. And I also wanted to let you know that, yeah, Zania, you are aggressive because you reacted to these bitches trying to play in your face. Never again will I ever stand behind a nigga that calls himself me little sis or big sis or whatever the fuck. Keep your sisses. Keep your sisses, bitch. So then I send another voice note back and I go, I do apologize and I'm sorry for embarrassing you, but I feel as though the aggressive thing just wasn't necessary. And I then call him and he's like, I'll call you back. And then he's like, I read your message, we'll talk about it later. He then goes to Greece or Spain, where the fuck that nigga went. And I don't hear from him. Then a week later, he then texts me and goes, hey. Then a week later, I'm like, what the fuck do I do? Then a week later, he texts me and says, it's pretty out here, I got a gift for you. And then a week after that, he texts me and goes, I got home, I'll talk to, like, we'll talk. And then 3 days after that, I think I'm doing it in the right sequence, I'll literally post it. This nigga then goes and sends me a long ass voice note, 4-minute voice note, talking about I'm sorry for calling you aggressive, but how I handle this situation is how I handle it. And if I get back with her, I don't want to ruin our friendship. And I said, okay, nigga, no more arguing, no more talking. It's been almost 3 weeks we have not talked. I got home. I literally lived in a completely different life. So many things have happened. You're not my friend no more. You're cut off. You're done. And that's it. Never will I ever fuck with 2-3 bird brain bitches ever again. 3 bird brain dumb bitches. And he see me be dumb as fuck, but he was always telling me, bitch, don't do that. That's dumb. That's dumb. Like, you deserve better. You deserve better. And hopefully you get out of jail, babes. Hopefully you get out of that jail. Hopefully, because you are locked up. And with that being said, that's the end of the marathon. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.